The 94.7 Cycle Challenge is happening this Sunday, with some riding to win while others will be riding to raise money for charity. Joining us now is one of those people who will be participating for a charity event, Avroy Schlane from Avroy Schlane Cosmetics. And joining us on the line is Scott Smith, Director of Airborne. Avroy, let's start off with you. You're a well-known South African entrepreneur riding the Cycle Challenge. Why?
Well, the main reason, of course, is charity, to raise money for a good organisation. But there are a lot of reasons for riding 94. A lot of my friends ride it, they can try to win it. I have a daughter who's won it and trains like crazy, up at crack of dawn and so on. But I'm riding it, because I'm with a group of friends and it's a lot of fun. But the main reason for it is to raise money for Batteleur, which is an organisation that flies for the environment in Africa. And it's a marvellous organisation, and you can't do a hell of a lot of good work if you haven't got some money.
Avroy, before we bring Scott in from Cape Town, I'm falling over myself to ask my next question. You look in good shape. How much do you train for this? Are you training? Is there some magic in your cosmetics that gives you this power?
No, the cosmetics, that helps the ladies perhaps. The training varies from year to year, and it depends on the end objective. A lot of guys riding at this time are riding it for fun and because they're interested and they're contributing to a good cause. But a lot of my friends ride, some of them try to win it. If you're trying to win it, you've got to train hundreds of kilometers each week. You've got to have a program, what you eat, how much sleep, how much you drink, and so on. My training has varied substantially from the early days when you had to do the best time in your age group to this year. Well, last year was a catastrophe because I did very little training. I took about an hour and a half longer than my best time ever and nearly died on the end of it. But it was fun in the end.
So some lessons learned there, no doubt.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who think, ride a bike, it's a lot of fun, it's dead easy. You can't get on a bike from nowhere and ride 100 kilometers. It's, even if you take 6 hours, it's a long way to go, and you're going to get tired and you're going to get hurt. You've got to do some training if you want to ride the race.
Let's touch on your association with the Batteleurs. How far back does that go and how did it start?
Batteleur started like almost 15 years ago. Magnificent woman Nora Crayer founded it. I've been involved for about 12 years now.
Well, let's go down to Scott Smith, who's Director of Airborne in Cape Town. Good morning to you, Scott. Your involvement with this and with Airborne Insurance, the Batteleurs and so on.
Yeah, we're an aviation insurance broker, and it's the second year that we've sponsored the Batteleurs for the ride. It's a good initiative to look after the environment. It's aviation related, and it's good for us, and it's good fun to ride the race.
Looking at Avroy here, he's all fit and ready to go. Do you ride? Are you going to ride this kind of race? I know you're in Cape Town at the moment, but there's an equivalent race similar to this one in Cape Town.
No, I'm actually in Joburg. I'm riding the race. I think I rode the first 94.7, and I rode a couple. We rode last year. Last year I broke my collarbone in that race.
You see, it's a dangerous sport.
Yeah, but I'm riding again, and I do enjoy it. I ride a lot, and I love it.
Now, Avroy, how does it work, this sponsorship? You talked about sponsorship for charity. By riding in this, how do you generate money?
Okay, there are several ways, but you get somebody like Scott at Airborne who puts up some money. The first thing, with the money that they give us, we produce some T-shirts, some riding shirts, and everybody who signs up to ride for Batteleur will get a shirt, and I get a bag of goodies. Could be some cosmetics in it as well. We've got several sponsors who contribute to the whole exercise. But what happens? The main sponsor, like Scott at Airborne, puts up money for T-shirt, for the cycling shirts. Then the guys who sign up to ride get their shirt, but they also pay a little bit extra. And the Batteleur is not exclusive in this raising money for charity. And the amounts that people pay in varies substantially. We ask each of our riders to put in a couple of $100. Last year, I think we made about 80,000 Rand, which by standards of some of the other people in doing the 94.7 was a very limited sum. We look to grow it, and we're grateful to Airborne who've sponsored us for more than 1 year. So it's great, but they put up money, the riders have a lot of fun, they ride with the group, they get a shirt that they can wear afterwards, and they also chip in some money. So overall, an organisation like Battler can then go and do some more flying for conservation.
Scott, just talking about the industry that you're in, airborne insurance, you talk about a tough world to be operating in. I mean, it's an area where risk is clearly, perhaps more than any other area, very important, risk management.
Yes, it is a risky area, aviation, but we have a very strong aviation in South Africa and a strong group of aviators. We're very conscientious, so it makes it easier for us. But there are always challenges. But the Battalier, for example, guys who fly are flying for the environment. It's a love, it's a passion, and it's a thing that we're passionate about.
Well, thank you so much to Scott Smith, Director of Airborne, there on the telephone line. But Avroy, we can't let you go without indulging in your entrepreneurial experience in South Africa. You've been in the game for a long time. And when you look at the entrepreneurial landscape in South Africa, are we cultivating entrepreneurs enough?
No. Are we cultivating? Yes. There are a lot of people and some very good organizations, like CEO Magazine, running a marvelous scheme at the moment. They've chosen a dozen women and they've got a dozen mentors to grow and develop these people. And there are a lot of organizations doing that, but you need more. There are not enough. It's an ongoing process. It's working. God willing, we survive another generation, we should have enough people doing enough good.